Hey guys, it's Claytano. Welcome back. Really appreciate you tuning in. So ignore all of the other light and dark natural 5 stars on this island and just look at Oberon right there beneath the Zeratu if you can see him. But this is Time, exclamation point, of Global. He has the craziest luck I've ever seen on any account, and it's just ridiculous. But I wanted to show you guys, since Oberon is a new monster right here, I wanted to show you guys his damage because a lot of people are thinking, oh, he could be, really good for this, could be really good for that. I want to show you basically what you're looking at. Now this one in specific hasn't been skilled up yet, obviously because it's a new monster. It's hard to get all his Devilmon. If you have all these other monsters to Devilmon up as well, it's hard to save him. I understand, Timmy. Don't worry, I'm not going to hold it against you. But he does have it ruined Violent Revenge, which makes sense with his skills. With his first skill right like this that actually removes beneficial effects, anytime you have something like that, Revenge is always a good option. And then you have Ventilate, which is the second skill. It's kind of like Jamayer's third skill, but only does it for one monster. But he does get to pick which monster it goes on, which is really nice, and he could do it on himself as well, which helps out his third skill right here, because this calls upon the power of light to deal defense ignoring damage to the enemy, and it gains 1 turn of invincibility if the enemy dies. Most of the time, this is going to kill an enemy. So most of the time you use this skill, it's like an instant kill, instant invincibility. Okay, and then all of a sudden right after, then he uses Ventilate, readies both of his skills back up, boom, does it again, invincible. It's pretty cool. It is really cool. And then he's got this leader skill in Arena, increases your attack power by 44%. So that's pretty ridiculous as well. But let's take a look at his rune setup here. Obviously it's going to be like attack, crit damage, attack. This here, looking for speed, crit rate. Not like a super crazy rune, but it is there. Also, obviously he has a lot of other monsters that he needs to rune up as well. This one's not bad. He's looking for that crit rate percent there. Crit damage with some other, attack percent, crit rate percents, things like that. Same thing, crit rate percent, trying to get as much to that 100% crit as possible. And I'll show you why he has to. Wow, that's a nice attack speed sub, or attack sub. If that gets grinded, that could be potentially 40%, depending on what kind of grindstone you use. So that's pretty awesome right there. That whole rune's crit rate, crit damage, and attack and speed. That's like perfect for any type of nuke. Really cool there. But the reason why he has to try so hard to get that additional crit rate is because he doesn't awaken into crit. Unfortunately, if he did, that would have been insane and awesome. But unfortunately, he goes into resistance, which isn't, it's not horrible. It's better than awakening into accuracy, right? But resistance is, doesn't really help out a whole ton of a lot, because 45% resistance, he's still gonna get his stuff removed, So anyway, but let's take a look at his damage. Let's just go to Final on Hell, Final Boss, and see what we're looking at for the damage. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we have everything set up here for his first skill, so let's take a look at that. It's just gonna be first skill right here with attack buff, defense break, and Zeros attack leader skill. So let's drop it down to 1 and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it was, a little lackluster. I think my Zeros does a little bit more damage than it. Again, there's, his skills aren't completely skilled up and other things like that, so that's, potentially why it's a little bit less than we were hoping for. But that's okay. We'll hope that the other one's going to be a little bit better. So here we go. Alright. So I guess we really didn't need defense break anyway, because he's gonna ignore defense, but whatever. So let's just hope that Zeros doesn't kill him. Alright, so we're good. He's a little slow, obviously, because you saw that the dragon went like twice before he went at all. But we're really just mainly focused on damage. But again, we don't need defense break because he doesn't. He ignores it. So let's just bring it down to 1. Here's the third skill, Light of Judgment on Phimon Hell boss. $36,000. So it's not too bad. It's not like, you know, super impressive. The thing that's gonna make this good is that it ignores everything, right? So that means it ignores your defense, so it's always gonna do 36,000, which most tanks aren't gonna have more than that. You might get a beast monk with more than that, but most of the time 36,000 should do the job. So what I would do if I were to be building one, I would actually be focusing on getting to the point where I can do 40,000 damage and then boosting up his other skills or his other stats after that. So after his things are all skilled up, I'm sure he's going to do 40k damage, but then I would just make him a little bit faster, a little bit tankier, so that way he can survive more, and pretty much do it that way. And maybe, you know, maybe Vampire would even be a cool thing to work with this monster as well. But anyway, I'm not going to make this too long. He's a very, very cool monster to have. He's a king of fairies, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it though. As always, stay soupy, don't be potatoes, and I will see you next time. Alright, bye. Love ya. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want to see my previous video, you can click on the link or visit me on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, I just started making t-shirts, so check out my website at www.claytano.com to see all of my gamer-inspired apparel. And as always, stay soupy and don't be a potato.